I should be calling my dad right now. Anybody that's got a dad that's as old as me right now, you should call him, because he's old enough to die, just like you are. You could die tomorrow. You should call and tell your dad you love him. You know, that's what I'm saying. I should be talking to my dad right now, but for some reason, it just crossed my mind to talk about how special my dad is. My dad is a guy that is so thick-headed that he can't be swayed. And I don't think that's the best thing in the world. But it's good to know somebody like that so you know how to work around them. If you're an insurance salesman selling insurance to my dad and you're standing there on the side of the property, it does you very well to say, hey, that's a nice pond there. And it gets my dad going on how he says, yeah, he took the water from up the hill and he put in a pump and he created a creek and he built this pond. That's the pond, man. I'd say he's proud of it. Not saying whether I say that's okay or not. I've told you what I think about pride, but people that do something well, if they don't understand the difference between pride and honoring your own capabilities, then I give them pride. Let them have it. You know, that's all they know. They haven't been taught yet. That's how you sell insurance to my dad. But he's thick-headed. And it's an interesting thing about that. Always with his politics. Thick-headed. And he's got no concern whatsoever what anybody thinks about his politics, except for the fact that they better listen. And it's not even that they have a choice. He just won't stop. And so when he changed his political orientations, getting older and older, everybody thinks he's so thick-headed. But I've never seen such a thick-headed person with so much fluidity. He just moves, you know, into the things that he's thick-headed about. And it's like, you gotta give that some respect. Think about him. He's a guy that for years kept saying everything's corrupt. The whole world's going corrupt. And I'd say it's always been that way. It's always been that way. It's, you know, entropy. The second law of thermodynamics applied to a social situation. Everything comes apart of the center, and so it's come apart. And the thing is, he's right. Things have gotten crazy in a way that is not really understandable 10 years ago. And he's right. And you hate to tell him he's right because, well, used to. It's not so bad to say he was right anymore because he has. He talked about the cell phones being the problem with global warming and all this, and I'm telling him, I'm like, well, I think you're on to something, but only in the fact that everybody's using electricity and fossil fuels so much more than we ever have. It's constant. People are constantly recharging phones. And then, as it turns out, they come up with this G5 thing, and they say that it's melting the global ice caps and shit. That's what he was saying. It's like, why am I not talking to my dad? I gotta call my dad.